How we doing, everybody? Welcome to Main Street Sports. We looking ahead to week 2 this week, but first we'll hit some headlines. Just want to remind everyone to like, follow, subscribe, give us 5 stars, do all the good stuff. Share this with your friends. You know, looking at our analytics map, seeing we're down into Florida now, Iowa, Ohio, Nebraska, Colorado. So keep expanding it, helping us grow.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Like to get the reach and the beyond the state lines of Nebraska.
Yeah, I think it helps that we're not one of the million people that just talk Nebraska.
Well, that's true. People like to see what other people have takes on in terms of what else is going on around the country.
Yeah, and then, you get your Nebraska people and you can listen to the same exact take Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Listen to every overreaction show there is.
Right.
Just for everyone to have the same takes when we come back on Monday.
Right.
So we have to get the show started off because this is a big week for me and you. I see your camera just zoomed in on that helmet behind you.
Oh, yeah. There's the Oregon helmet.
Zane Flores, baby, it's your time. First start up at good old Autzen Stadium.
Yeah, as a 28.5 point dog.
Yeah.
Well, and then the banter between Gundy and freaking Dan Lanning has been quite the spectacle.
Is it better than what's going on between Brian Kelly and Dabo Swinney?
Oh my gosh. Well, I don't know. That was kind of funny when it came out with those grades that Dabo was talking about. So
apparently he's no mathematician.
No. Well, it's like Brian Kelly said, I'm not sure he watched the second half.
Yeah. I wouldn't want to watch the second half if I was Clemson either.
Right.
So, man, I know we hit a lot on the games that happened over the weekend, but do you want to jump into the Belichick beatdown?
Yeah, I do. Man, Bill Belichick makes his debut as the North Carolina head coach, and nobody really knew how that was going to pan out, considering it was his first game ever in college. But boy, oh boy, did Sonny Dykes and the Horned Frogs take it to the Tar Heels.
Hey, we've been trying to tell anyone that would listen, Josh Hoover is a dude. Hey,
right.
Nice fighter.
Right.
No, Josh Hoover, he came out and he showed, he was the part why he's the most efficient quarterback returning in the Big 12 and just kind of did his thing and picked apart that North Carolina defense led ironically by Belichick's son. So
yeah. No, I thought that UNC, when they started off at that first drive, I was like, oh boy, and they were on fire. I mean, 9 yards, hit a corner route pass. And like, I think it was that Caleb Hood. Is that the running back? He had 18 yards on that first drive, maybe a little bit more, but I know his first 2 carries were 9 yards, and he finished with 31 the rest of the game, like in totality.
Yeah.
So
when you look back at this weekend, though, North Carolina went right down the field, scored. Everyone thought, oh, crap. Alabama went right down the field, scored. Everyone thought, oh, crap. Colorado went right down the field, got the ball back twice and never scored.
Yeah.
But it's just like it kind of was the theme this weekend. We saw teams go right down the field and then they lost.
Right. Yep. So, man, I thought I fixed this thing, but hey, guess what? Anyway, regarding TCU and North Carolina, I wasn't really shocked at the result.
No.
We've been high on TCU and Josh Hoover in the offensive weapons that surround him. But the thing that kind of caught my eye was how the defense improved after that first drive.
Yeah.
Now, TCU's weakness a year ago was largely the defense. And so the jury's obviously still out after a game like that, because do you really know what UNC is on offense? Because I felt like it was just rinse, repeat on every drive. Yeah. It felt like they were just running inside zone.
I thought they went better under Max Johnson.
Yeah, absolutely. Because when he came in the game, they were 9 of 11 passing, but I mean, obviously
Yeah.
too little, too late. You're already in a blowout, and
Yeah.
so. But yeah. Anyway,
where do you go from here if you're Belichick?
well, that's what I was gonna ask you. I was like, I wonder, like, do you think that he's like regretting the decision to come to college after that?
I don't think he's regretting it as much as, I mean, he's getting $10 million a year, so I'm sure he's doing just fine. But I think he thought it was going to be easier than what he's come into.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not on the screen at all.
There we go. There we go.
No, I think he thought he could come in and like he did up at New England, where he could be more demanding.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and kids these days, not all of them, but a lot, we're in the why generation, you know. They have to have a why for everything. You can't just go out, tell them you're going to do this, you're going to do line up here, you're going to hit this gap. It's all got to be why, you know.
Right.
And I don't know how long he'll take this questioning. And I mean,
Yeah.
do you think he could lose his team?
What's that?
Do you think he'll lose his team? Kind of like what happened with Norvell at Florida State last year.
I don't know. I think that, I mean, they talked about there's like 30 true freshmen on this roster too. So I mean, there's enough youth on there that they're like, you know, I don't know.
And they got 70 newcomers.
Right, and 30 of them were freshmen. So
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, just from Bill Belichick's name alone, I mean, you feel like you have to give the dude a benefit of the doubt rather than, you know, go off of one game.
Yeah.
And if TCU's as good as we thought they could be, and it's the same kind of thing as Utah, you know, like, you know, the changing of the guard in the Big 12 from a year ago, like we were talking about K-State being that leader, but we both thought that Utah and TCU would both be pretty strong. But how much stronger did they get? So
I expected Utah to be at the top, and I took them as my champ of the Big 12. I did not, and once again, we'll see what happens with North Carolina. I did not expect TCU to be like that, 43-14.
Yeah, that was 48-14. Yeah, it was. Yeah, so I don't know. I think that once North Carolina gets a couple of their PUD games under their belt, you know, get a little confidence rolling, you know, then, you know, the things can turn and go the right way. Maybe they start Max Johnson at quarterback from here on out. You know, maybe that was the answer to at least make it closer.
Well, and I see so many of the comparisons of Belichick and Dion, right? Well, when Dion made that move with all those transfers, same with Signetti, they made these moves with all these transfers, right? Well, how many came from the former program they were at, so they already understood the culture, the scheme, the position, everything where they needed to be.
Right.
So it's not really a whole bunch coming from the transfer portal, essentially.
Right, of course. And I mean, you can't be bringing Tom Brady back from the Patriots and all that kind of stuff with you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, I understand your point, and it's a good point too, because you have no followers. You're basically trying to reach into the portal and grab kids based off of your name, you know, recognizability and stuff, and maybe.
I mean, we saw it here with Rule.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just it just comes down to how much pub you have or whatever surrounding your name and fame and fortune or whatever you want to call it. You know, like, what's the allure to the kids?
What would you have done to be a fly on that wall, though, in the press box with Michael Jordan, Lawrence Taylor, and Roy Williams? Imagine the stories that were going through there.
Yeah, that'd be pretty neat. I mean, that's a pretty distinguished group.
Yeah.
That's that'd be fun.
Guessing by the second quarter, it wasn't very happy stories.
No, I'm sure they were telling stories that could relate to certain things. And I mean, I'm sure I don't know. I mean, hard to speculate, I guess.
Yeah.
But anyway, so the AP poll came out.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody talked about reaction and overreaction with all this stuff that went on after this week's results. So we're going to throw this up here on the screen for you to right there. For those of you that are watching YouTube, Ohio State's your new number 1. What do you think?
Yeah, it was, I get it from the media standpoint. They beat number 1. They were number 3. I mean, we'll get to it when we get to our poll, but I feel like if they were going to do that, they should have started the year with Ohio State number 1 as the defending champs.
Sure.
And a lot of that number 1 was because of Arch, I feel like.
Yeah.
But,
so like, do you think it was an overreaction by the AP poll, or with like regarding some of the Florida State jump, maybe the Bama knockoff?
So here's my thing with the Florida State Alabama. They moved Florida State so far up, right? And if Alabama is supposed to be so good, then why did they move Alabama so far down?
Right.
You can't have that kind of reaction to me, where if you're going to put Florida State up there, you still got to have Alabama up there, because you're the ones that came in and had Alabama in the top 10, held them in a high regard. And if Florida State's that good, then why are we knocking Alabama so far down if you're thinking they're, the 14 team in the country?
Right.
That's where I stood on that.
I guess that's kind of my like thought process, like with Texas, them dropping them to 7. When they drop them to 7, and it was like, okay, well, you had them ahead of LSU and Georgia, and then they lost to the defending champion, who they were ranked at number 3, and so you drop them to 7 behind 2 SEC schools that you thought were better than them.
Yeah.
And maybe it's the thing that we talked about before, where it's the 0-1 inside the top 5, because I was hoping the first time ever that was going to happen, but obviously it did not. And so it's just interesting to see where the AP values certain situations. Like, to me, I don't think Texas should have dropped to 7.
No,
definitely not behind 2 SEC schools, let alone just 1 even, so
yeah.
I mean, LSU knocks off Clemson, who has no run game. I mean, like, it's just interesting, and obviously this stuff changes throughout the year. But it's always interesting to kind of get a glimpse of what the AP is thinking for certain teams and evaluate.
Well, and then you see Notre Dame barely falls at all. It fell 2 spots.
Who's that?
Notre Dame.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that was, close game, and Notre Dame almost came back.
Well, no, it fits into your point where Ohio State, Texas was a close game.
That's true.
Yeah.
And Texas
won every statistical category outside of the scoreboard and turnovers.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, some decisions on 4th down are really what makes that game, wonder. I mean, man. So you play field position, the games could be 0-0 going into overtime.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyway, so we're going to just jump right into our top 30, or should we wait and do over the rest of the headlines? Let's do the rest of the headlines.
Yeah, let's do the rest of the headlines.
Okay. So there's that. Okay, so the next thing on the agenda was all the reaction, because this is fantastic. This is like, I think this stuff is just crazy. The DeBoer, like fire DeBoer stuff coming from
I can't wait for this.
So obviously, you mentioned in the notes that his buyout would be $70 million, right?
Correct.
So, and kind of on Colin Cowherd's point about nobody's getting fired in NIL right now, because you're gonna buy out Kalen DeBoer, and then you're gonna go pay the same amount of money to somebody that whoever you think, which I have a nice little Facebook post here that I'm gonna put up here. And then you got to pay players, right? Yeah. So, I mean, it's
not like Alabama has these big wig donors. I mean, they already talked about when Saban left, part of the issue was they didn't have the funding coming in to keep paying all these guys to come to their school over other ones.
Right. And so, like, then you kind of start to wonder, like, what is the difference between fanatic and donor?
Yeah.
Because there is a difference, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Bama has some of the craziest fans and most loyal fans and passionate fans there are, but how many of them are actually like big donors?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's always that, and that's never going to be public knowledge and that kind of thing. We have no idea how to know that, but it's interesting to kind of question.
It's not like LSU where you're down there with the owner of what's the chicken tender place where he's donating millions and millions to LSU's program every year.
Is that Raising Cane's?
Yeah, Raising Cane's.
Okay. All right. So what I stumbled upon, and I sent you this earlier, this little Facebook post. It was somebody posted this. I think it was actually posted on Twitter. But whoever Cody Ralston is with an elephant, Nuga Bammer. Okay. This is what the odds are to be the next Alabama head coach. Looking at this list, are any of these guys even potential candidates if they were to go the route of firing?
Yeah. There's one name that's below D'Amico Ryans.
Who's that?
John Gruden.
Below D'Amico Ryans? He's not even on there.
Yeah. That full graphic's not up.
Oh, okay. I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Is that
I would say
behind the ticker? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I would go with Gruden.
Gruden.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're not having to pay out another school for their contract. Like if they went with Lane Kiffin, they got to pay out what he still owe, what he would owe back to Ole Miss.
Sure.
And do you see Kenny Dillingham going? If they're to get rid of DeBoer, do you see Dillingham following that?
No.
Look at the situation DeBoer was in when he was at Washington and he left it. Dillingham has a good thing going at Arizona State. He ain't leaving.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'd rather contend in the Big 12 and potentially, do that rather than have to contend with the SEC. I mean, so let's just speculate for a second while we're here.
Yeah.
What's tougher, winning the Big 12 or finishing in the top 4 of the SEC?
Top 4 of the SEC.
Okay, so then there's your answer. Kenny should probably stay in the Big 12.
Yeah.
So, but look at Deion. Could you imagine Deion Sanders at Alabama?
Yeah.
I mean, they talk about, okay. So I was reading some of the stuff that's coming out of Tuscaloosa, and like they're talking about how DeBoer has like built this culture of what they call toxic positivity. So like faux positivity. Okay. And so like what Saban has built on excellence and hard work and discipline and just, I mean, paying attention to every freaking detail there is, supposedly, and I wouldn't know, but supposedly the DeBoer has started this whole like as long as we're having fun type culture.
Yeah.
Like, and just from experience, and that's all I'll say, and also just knowing that from coaching at the high school level, I am shocked that this has creeped into the college realm, because that's like a youth sports thing. Let the kids have fun, make the kids have fun. But once you get to higher level athletics, like there's no room for just like feel good stories about yourself having fun doing, because what's fun is freaking winning.
Yeah.
So you think Bama's having a lot of fun going 5-5 in their last 10? Get the heck out of here with that freaking BS. Like that freaking sucks.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That stuff.
Here's a story. An Alabama booster came out and was talking about before the game, he was at the hotel with the team, and the night before the game, guys are still getting DoorDash at like 1:32 a.m. Like leaving their hotel rooms, like just
no accountability
to keep it PG.
Yeah.
Like having their girlfriends in their hotel rooms and that's from an Alabama booster.
Sure. Well, I mean, when you're allowing that kind of stuff as a coach, or not putting your thumb on the finer details of things, just expecting athletes to do the right thing.
Yeah.
These kids are still 18, 17 in Ryan Williams' case a year ago. 18 to 20. Well, frick, if you're Cam Rising, you're probably closing in on 26 type thing. So, it's a quite a wide range, but typically a 4 or 5 year gap there. And,
and these are the first time these kids are without their parents, the people they answer to are their coaches.
So, the jury's still out, there's still plenty of time. I don't think it's hit the panic button yet.
No.
I think maybe some of these rumors, if I was DeBoer, I would challenge the players and bring some of these things and be like, this is what they're saying about you guys. Let's freaking change this. Let's take some accountability. Let's point the thumb at ourselves for being stupid, essentially, and start getting back to work, So
for me, I'm not out on DeBoer. I think, there may be some stuff that he needs to get cleaned up outside, but I wouldn't be shocked at all if they come back and beat Georgia in 3 weeks.
Yeah, dude, it's definitely possible. You don't just have a great roster. From the, oh my gosh, who was it? Was it Klatt or was it Josh Pate that gave that talent pool ranking?
That would have been Klatt.
Okay, so Alabama's sitting there at number 1.
Yeah.
In terms of their roster, based on the metrics and all that stuff, their roster and their talent is considered to be number 1.
Yeah.
So, the talent level's there. They can obviously make changes, and they just got to clean up some of the culture stuff, apparently. So,
and then another thing that Pate hit on today is not often, but every once in a while, you just run into an unwinnable situation where everything's going against you. You can't, we don't know what's going to be at Florida State, but going down there, first game, all these transfers, the new OC, the new DC, and what's the biggest theory of all time? You let a team hang around long enough, they start to believe.
Oh, yeah.
They let Florida State hang around. They didn't give them a kill shot, and then all of a sudden, Florida State gets some momentum.
Well, I don't know if Florida State was really hanging around. It was almost like they were letting Alabama hang around.
Yeah,
at times.
But just momentum.
But I know what you're saying. I'm just So, well, the other news of the day, which was absolutely egregious, and I can't even think of another word because this is freaking the worst decision that has ever been made in regards to any sporting fan, to the fans.
Yep.
But NFL Red Zone is now going to add commercials to our beloved 7-hour window of commercial-free football.
Yeah. And as soon as we found out that ESPN acquired it, we all knew this was coming.
Oh my gosh, dude. Remember when that happened? We were all texting each other. We're like, we hope nothing happens to Red Zone.
Yeah. I think the first two things that everyone said was it better stay 7 hours of commercial-free football, and it better be Scott Hansen.
Yeah.
Those were the two.
It can't be anyone else.
Yeah.
So, when Levi, I think, is the one that posted that or sent that or whoever, I don't know. But my gosh, I was just like, you've got to be kidding me. This can't be happening. I probably won't even watch. And the thing that you posted on Facebook was so good because it was like, it's the
Jaden Daniels Hail Mary, and they
the
cut
Hail Mary,
out
the Chicago Bears in Washington, and then cutting it out into a Burger King commercial right.
And it's so funny because the Burger King commercial is always the butt of every joke.
Yeah.
That's. I'll be interested to see what happens. I don't know. You can't pressure, essentially Disney, who runs it all, into you can't do this.
Well, here's the other thing. So all it is a money grab, right? Like
Yeah.
putting advertisements on that show is a money grab. Well,
Yeah.
to me, I kept thinking about this. I was like, and I know the answer to this because why would Disney do the right thing by the fans? Like
Yeah.
you already make so much freaking money. Why do you have to do that for that 7 hour window?
Yeah.
That's like sacred ground to the NFL,
Yeah.
to the fans. NFL doesn't care, but
that's what I was curious about is because Goodell still has his hand in that.
oh yeah. Yeah.
So can he step in and say anything?
It's unlikely. I
No.
mean, there's no way because he's not gonna rock that boat.
No.
Like in my opinion. So,
before we get into games, what is your expectation for game day Saturday, being the first one without Corso? Or will you be going to Big Noon?
I'll definitely. I mean, I don't think there's not gonna be many changes. Like I think it's just now it's time to move on. So they will do what they normally do, and I don't know if maybe Big Noon. I don't know. I can't stand Mark Ingram though.
That's my thing. I won't watch Big Noon because of Mark Ingram.
Yeah, like I don't mind Leinart and all those other guys, but like why do they have to have Mark Ingram on there?
Yeah.
He is
and
awful.
I didn't watch last week, so I didn't see any of the Portnoy stuff. So I don't know how that's going to work out. But
yeah, I didn't watch it either. Obviously,
I mean, yeah, I like McAfee. I like Saban. Not a fan of Desmond. He's out there.
Yeah.
Oh, also, Nebraska hater.
Yeah.
So,
well, as you know,
I'll just be curious to see how they sign off.
Sure. Like I don't know. I mean, you have to expand on that. Like, why would it be?
No, the way they always signed off was Corso putting his headgear on. They do their picks.
Yeah, I just think you make your picks and then it's over.
They bring in Brent Musburger. You are looking live.
Oh my gosh. Unless they're trying to keep something under wraps that they're going to try to do something new, maybe with Pat.
Because they already said they're not doing the headgear anymore. That's gone. So maybe they're bringing.
So what do you do? I mean, what do you do instead? Maybe it surrounds Pat McAfee.
That's what it's going to be something like Pat McAfee taking his shirt off or something. He'll take his shirt off and reveal what team he's going with.
Maybe he'll do the old Stone Cold, like smash 2 beers above his head and just
because they're at Oklahoma, Michigan this week. All of a sudden, you just see Pat McAfee out there in the Boomer schooner smashing 2 beers.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm going to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah. So, all right. Well, that'll segue us right into those college football games for week 2.
Yeah.
I'm
pulled up. I don't think I added your last game yet.
Well, I shuffled mine into chronological order from your list. So I'll lead it for you so that way it's in order. So, all right. Well, the first one of the day is Baylor at SMU at number 17 SMU.
Yep.
So
and I didn't get a watch, or not even get to. I just had no ambition to watch SMU last weekend. I know Jennings went off, but they didn't play anybody.
Right.
And we also got to see, Sawyer Robertson go off for 419 yards against, I'm assuming, a better defense. I'm guessing Auburn's going to be better than whoever the heck SMU played.
Right.
Well, that 17 and a half? 7.5?
2.5. It's 2.5.
2.5.
SMU is rated 17.
Yeah. I'm going to go Baylor. I think Baylor wins this one.
I also went Baylor. I went Baylor on the spread, and I would take them on the money line as well. If so I don't see Baylor going to 0-2.
No.
And that doesn't even have anything to do with me picking them to win the Big 12 out of the gate, which I obviously picked or changed, but I still think Baylor's a really good team.
I think Baylor's more challenged, and I like Sawyer Robertson better than Kevin Jennings.
Yeah, and kudos to Baylor for scheduling this.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, what a weird Big 12 game this early. And then I'm like, wait a second.
Yeah.
SMU's in the ACC,
So
but I
Baylor's
mean,
going with
they're like,
11 P4 games.
I mean, they're like right next to each other,
Yeah.
So anyway. All right. Well, the next one, this is a big one, I think. And I was kind of surprised at the spread, considering the team rankings and all that. So Illinois travels to Duke, and they travel to Duke as a 3-point favorite. These are by Bovada, by the way, and I changed these, so it's not ESPN, it's Bovada.
Yeah. Give me Darian Mensah and Duke. He had himself a game last week. Once again, not great competition, but I just like I like that no one's talking about Duke and everyone's talking about Illinois as a playoff team and blah, blah, blah. I think Mensah is going to have something there for Illinois that they're not going to be ready for. And I think
Duke you think Illinois, you think that Duke's going to win outright?
Yeah, moneyline Duke.
Okay. Well, I did not expect you to say that I didn't think that's where Illinois is going to stumble. I think the game's going to be close at half. And then I think that Illinois, because of Brett Bielema and Luke Altmaier, man, that dude is good.
Yeah.
As much as I hate saying it, Luke Altmaier is a good quarterback. And so I'm going to take the Illini.
Good running back.
Yep. I'm taking the Illini at -3.
All right.
So then we follow that up with the game in Ames.
Oh, yeah.
So this is the Cyhawk.
Still debating if I want to go over there and go to it.
I want to go.
2-hour drive.
I want to go, but I don't think I'd be able to, but I do really want to go.
Yeah, I'm going to a game Saturday night, so that's where my logistics battle is.
So Iowa State's actually the favorite here, as I think they should be.
Yes.
I think this might be one of the more, this is a minus. It's Iowa State's the favorite here at -3.
So basically it's a pick.
Yeah, I think that Iowa State might have its most lopsided victory over Iowa since, I don't even know. I should have looked that up before the show.
Yeah.
Because this game is always close. Yeah. Always close.
Then usually Iowa wins it when it's close. I know Iowa State won it last year.
Right. I think that Iowa State repeats, but I would, I said this about TCU. I said, I could buy a bunch of points and make that spread higher, and I would still take them. So I'm going to do the same thing with Iowa State, and I'm going to give an alternate line here just to be crazy for those that are listening. I'm going to put the line at 7.5, and I'm still taking Iowa State, and I'll put the hook on that 7. So that way, if it's a touchdown, you guys you can still chirp and say how I was wrong. So
I'm still going to go Iowa State, because as much as I love Gronowski and what he did at South Dakota State, he did absolutely nothing against Albany last week.
As we said in the last episode,
passing yards or something like that.
Yeah, he had not even 100 total yards.
Yeah, and until they can prove me wrong, and Iowa State's played 2 games. Yeah, we don't know what Kansas State is because they're looking like shit, but give me Iowa State. Give me that group of tight ends. And
Benjamin I'll take Bramer, man.
Yeah.
Whew.
Yeah. Give me Iowa State.
Okay. All right. Next is the game that I added to the list.
Okay.
UVA, the Zima drinking, ascot wearing Cavaliers.
Home of Nick Hamilton.
Yes, home of the Papio grad, Nick Hamilton.
Nick Hamilton. Good luck this year, Nick.
They are 2.5-point dogs at NC State.
Interesting. I found this out when reading a box score last week that their quarterback is Chandler Morris.
Mm-hmm.
He was a dude at North Texas. Mm-hmm. And I am going to go with Virginia for that reason, because of him.
Yep, I have Virginia as well. And a lot of that was because of last week's game. I think that I can't remember who they played, but they blew up the scoreboard.
Yeah.
Like to the tune of like Virginia doesn't do that.
It's
So
45-7.
Yeah, and they don't normally do that. So something's brewing in old Virginia. So I'm taking the Cavaliers at +2.5. I'm surprised they're a dog, honestly.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, NC State needed a late score last week to beat East Carolina. I know that's a big rivalry, but
yeah, I don't care.
East Carolina lost like their whole team to the portal.
Right. Okay. Well, moving on, then let's go with. Oh, yeah, here we go. Is this the border war?
This is the game I'm most excited for this weekend. KU, yep. Missouri.
Kansas at Mizzou. Kansas is +6.5.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
There's a lot of talk about Missouri this year. And I think this is the game that it's got to be circled for Missouri that will define their season. I'm going to go with Jalen Daniels because I like what he's done through the first 2 games. And I like that defense has been flying around. They haven't played anybody, but either
Wagner
Missouri
and Fresno.
Yeah. I've said it the last 2 or 3 episodes. As long as Jalen Daniels is healthy, I'm going to ride Kansas a long way.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm kind of right there with you. Like I even mentioned at one point that I thought that Kansas could be a dark horse Big 12 contender if things start to go right down this in the middle portions of the year. And this would actually be one of those games if they beat Mizzou, who a lot of people like Mizzou because of their schedule.
Yeah.
Not necessarily from a roster standpoint. It's more that they have that favorable schedule with a lot of those tougher games at home.
Yeah.
So I don't know if the prognostication or the predictors, we're having Kansas be as good as they could be as well, because they're probably thinking, 5-7 Kansas. Well,
yeah.
Like we've said about Kansas, they could have won 9 games a year ago if they were healthy the whole time and all that. So I like Kansas as the dog here on the road.
Yep.
So next, the Oregon Ducks host the Fighting Mike Gundys.
The Zane train's coming to town, baby.
The Zane train is going to town.
Love it.
So in any case, Oregon is a 28.5 point favorite at home.
Oregon wins by 28.
So Okie State covers.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, after what I saw Oregon do to Montana State, and knowing what Montana State is, and knowing how Oklahoma State struggled with whoever they had last week, some no-name, I think Montana State would beat Oklahoma State. So by sheer comparable scores and all that stuff, and I love some Zane Flores. I like the Nebraska boys, but Oregon's too much. I'm taking Oregon to cover that.
Heck, Oklahoma State's tackles from the town 10 minutes from you.
Yeah, that's true. So,
anyway. I just think my opinion on that is I do think Oregon's going to dominate when they're on offense. I just think Gundy will do enough on offense to keep the Oregon offense off the field. It might not relate in points. I mean, it could be a 35-7 game, but that means Oklahoma State covers.
I just don't see no way does that defense hold Oregon to 35. I mean,
well, as long as Oregon's defense or offense isn't on the field.
What? Well, how is Oklahoma State going to have sustained drives?
Zane.
Okay.
Short passing game.
Unfortunately, the Zane train again, I think is going to do one of these as it gets to Austin.
No.
Oh yeah, baby.
Like the sound effects there, but
yeah. So in any case, let's move it on because I like this next game. The surprisers of last week on Thursday, the USF Bulls at Florida in Gainesville. Okay. And they are 17.5-point dogs in the Swamp.
This one's tough because, it's how much do we buy into USF? I mean, I think Florida is elite with Lagway.
I like Byron Brown. You said it last week how
and I like the MVPs.
I actually I was at my son's football practice, in the middle of that game on Thursday last week. So I didn't get to see the whole fake punt and all that stuff. And I didn't realize that the score was still fairly close midway through the third.
Yeah.
So really that score kind of just got away from Boise because of the momentum of the game.
Yeah.
So now I'm a little less high on the USF offense. Now I know Boise State's always going to play good defense, right?
Yeah.
But USF defense, they were flying fast. Okay. Now Boise State doesn't.
It's one thing to look fast against Boise. It's another thing to look fast against the Gators. I think I'm going to go with the Gators to cover 17.5.
Just for the sake of the G5 argument, I hope that's not the case unless Florida's asserts itself and inserts itself as a top 3 SEC school.
Yeah.
But this game poses severely bad optics for the G5.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll make my pick. I think I have to go with the Gators as well.
Yeah.
So unfortunately. So that takes us to a game I was surprised you have listed on here, considering how freaking awful they are. And I'm going to start with this. Kansas State.
Yeah.
Don't ever wear white helmets, tops, and pants ever again. Yeah. Why would you take the silver away out of your uniform?
Yeah.
Okay, this is not the same as having the Huskers wear black, in my opinion. Silver and white are synonymous things.
Yeah.
So don't change that. Purple and white looks stupid. Keep your iconic silver helmet on and your iconic silver pants on and just do work like you should. Meaning run Avery Johnson every third play until he can't freaking run anymore because it's the only way that you're going to be able to move the ball.
Yeah.
But Kansas State's a 17.5-point favorite to Army, who got beat by Tarleton State last week. So Army's coming in reeling.
Yeah. Kansas
State's coming in reeling. Someone's got to lose this game to be down to the bottom with Stanford.
Yeah. I think Kansas State wins, but I think it looks a lot like the North Dakota game.
Ooh,
that's why I put it on there. It's just, I know that Army lost to Tarleton State, but there was a lot of missed opportunities from Army in that game, missed field goals. They blew a big lead. Their Army, troops all the way. But Kansas State wins, Army covers.
Yeah. I'm going to go the opposite. I'm actually going to pick Kansas State to cover because eventually, if they lose this game, they are totally going down the whole same thing with the losing in Ireland. Whole storyline is now actually factual and it's a thing. It's a curse, right?
Yep.
But I'm giving them one more week. They've got to take care of business against Army or else the wheels are falling off. Okay.
And who better to try and get things going all right against one of the most fundamentally sound academy schools?
Right. But see, did you watch any of that game? Army and Tarleton State?
About an hour, and then I flipped over to Air Force.
So, like, obviously, Army's reeling not having their quarterback from last year, Bailey. Bailey? I can't remember who it is, but I'm not impressed with the Army quarterback right now, the guy that they have. So, in any case, that's enough about that.
Yeah.
Arizona State at Mississippi State. Interesting game.
Yeah.
Arizona State is the 6.5-point favorite in Starkville. Yeah, I mean, more cowbell, right?
Yeah.
So,
Arizona State all day. I watched a lot of Mississippi State last week because I had Southern Miss. So I didn't get Southern Miss, so give me Arizona State.
okay.
And if Mississippi State covers this, I might have to become a believer in Jeff Lebby.
Sounds good to me. I like Arizona State. I mean, I just don't buy Mississippi State yet. I mean, they struggled with Southern Mississippi for a majority of that game. So that moves us to Michigan State. The Spartans, the Fighting Jonathan Smiths, are going to Boston College as a 4.5-point favorite.
I like Smith. I like Childs. But Boston College, to me, I think that one's at Michigan State, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah.
I must have wrote that down wrong.
But I'm going to go with.
Sorry, it's at Michigan State.
I'm going to go with Boston College here because I'm just not ready to go on that Michigan State train. And Boston College looked good last week. So,
against who?
Nobody. Like UMass or something like that.
They scored 61 points, I think.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they did score. And unlike the 23 points that Michigan State scored against Western Michigan, 21 of that.
Hey, you should know from personal experience about those directional Michigan schools.
Oh, my gosh. I actually have a bit on Central Michigan later in the episode here. So,
yeah.
It's kind of an off-the-cuff thing that I decided to spring on you. But
yeah. No, I'm gonna go with Boston College.
Okay, I'm taking Michigan State.
Got my Boston College hat back there. Might have to throw that on if they win this.
I'm going Michigan State and those running backs on that offensive line. I think they're just gonna roll over.
Don't sleep on Nick Marsh either.
Oh, of course, but the run game comes first in East Lansing. So.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That takes us to the big one of the weekend. Yeah. Michigan. Sorry. Is it at? Yeah, it's in
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Michigan is a dog in Norman, 5.5-point dog.
Yep. Yeah.
Actually, that is now. Now that I'm coming back to this, I had to look it up on the Bovada real quick. I changed tabs. It has actually moved a full point to 4.5.
Yeah.
So people are betting Michigan.
Let them. Let them, baby.
I'm going to go with John Mateer. Oh, my gosh. Look at you, little boy.
Boomer Sooner.
So here's the interesting thing. And it's kind of crazy. I've texted you guys this about like driving around random houses out in our countryside up here in northeast Nebraska. We have like this weird pocket of like Oklahoma fans. Like it's like they have like this spawn pool or something that just spawns Oklahoma fans out of nowhere because they're everywhere up here. And it makes no sense because
dude, my sister's an Oklahoma fan. I don't get it.
It doesn't make any sense. You live in Nebraska, you like Oklahoma, but yet you're in the farthest part of the state away from Oklahoma. Like, come on.
They did get a lot of Nebraska people kind of when Jordy Ball was there. That's the only thing I can come up with.
Yeah, but these guys.
I mean, that's the reason why I got the Oklahoma hat was because of Jordy Ball.
We have a lady here in town, and I'm not going to say who it is because she's awesome and bless her heart, but she has like both of her license plates on both of her cars have something to do with OU. And she's got
I'm gonna pull a name out.
flags.
I'm gonna pull a name out. Just say yes or no. Is her name Morgan?
No. No. Okay.
Just want to make sure.
Yeah. So in any case, I'm taking the Sooners as well. I did not see enough from Michigan against New Mexico on offense or defense, specifically defensively. Like, man, New Mexico could have put another touchdown on the board and didn't. So like, I don't know. And I'm a believer in John Mateer right now.
I'm gonna take Oklahoma here, but I'm gonna be rooting for Michigan because I want to see the SEC die.
Well, and then you want Michigan to be as strong as they possibly can coming into Lincoln too. So I understand that.
My money is gonna stay with Oklahoma.
Yep, me too. Okay, that takes us to Vanderbilt. Diego Pavias. Is he gonna get a statue put outside? Like,
did you see both of his brothers got arrested after the game Saturday night?
No, I did not.
Yeah, public intox.
But I feel like they're going to put the Diego Pavia statue at the Parthenon in Nashville.
They could.
Like
they go to a college football playoff. They're going to name that new stadium after him.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. They might change the logo from the Commodore to the Pavia.
That'd be cool. Some kind of like snake or something.
Anyway, they're going to Blacksburg and playing Virginia Tech, and they go in as a 1.5 point dog.
And the reason why I circled this game is because I don't believe in Diego Pavia, and Vatek really surprised me. They were basically a punt return from making that a game against South Carolina. And everyone thinks that South Carolina is the greatest thing since sliced bread. Give me Vatek.
Yeah, so I don't want to take Vatek. I have them circled here as my pick because I'm just like,
hey, Pavia looked good last weekend. We can talk as much shit as we want. He looked good last weekend.
I might change my pick right here just so we have a few that are opposite.
Yeah.
It would not shock me to see Vanderbilt win this game for a second year in a row because they won this last year.
Yeah.
And the way that Virginia Tech struggled on offense, and I know it's South Carolina, they're rated 12th and blah, 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 right? I don't give a rip. Virginia Tech's offense is almost in the same category as Clemson. They have not come through when it's crunch time, right? And the problem with Virginia Tech is that they just don't have an elite defense to go with it. So like to me, I view Virginia Tech the same way as I view Clemson. And so with the way that Vandy got creative on offense a year ago and all that kind of stuff, like you know what? Give me the Commodores. Give me the Pavias. I'm not even gonna call them the Commodores anymore. Like they're the fighting
commies.
They are the Diegos, the Pavias.
Yeah.
So
hey, they do have a really good tight end too. That's probably gonna be top first 2-round draft pick.
You know who else I like? I actually like a guy by the name of Cedric Alexander.
Right.
He's their running back.
Yeah.
He was good a year ago, and I believe he's back. So, and I think they were high on him in the SEC. So, okay. That moves us to UCLA, UCLA at UNLV.
Yeah, that I put this on there just because of how bad is UCLA gonna be? Can they beat Stanford?
Oh, dude, they're not that bad. Dude, if you say that they're that bad, then that takes your story away from Utah.
I know, but
because now once you start saying that UCLA is that bad, then you take all credibility away from Utah being as good as we think they are. So
Utah just made Nico go 11 of 22 for like 12 yards.
Well, that's Kyle Whittingham defense, baby. That's I'm just using your guy right now. Like, don't fight yourself on this. Don't be like I'm like that. I could be the dad holding your hands and say, quit hitting yourself because that's what you're doing.
UCLA is bad.
I'm actually taking UCLA.
Are you?
Yep, I saw enough stuff on offense and moments that they will be okay because I believe in Utah that much. So, and UNLV
Well,
is not
their
the UNLV
defense
from
looked
last
like
year.
hot garbage against Idaho State.
Yeah. So, yeah. Give me the fighting Nico Amialavas.
I'll go with UNLV to be different.
Okay, perfect. Now, this is my favorite one, and I'm so happy you put it on here because I'm going to ride this story until it doesn't ride anymore.
Does it involve a tree?
It involves a flippin' tree. Okay. Now, they go to BYU. Stanford goes to BYU, and BYU just put it on Portland State to the tune of 69-0.
Good for the Mormons.
And 468 yards rushing. Okay, like they pulled a Stanford, right?
Yeah.
Now I know Andrew Luck and all those guys and Frank Reich and all those guys. They're trying to right the ship at freaking Stanford, but it ain't happening at the expense of BYU. And BYU might win by 50. You know, like that could be a thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
I'm BYU. You don't even got to try and
if
talk
I'm
me into Stanford. Like
if I'm
they got to prove
Stanford fans,
something.
if I'm Stanford fans, like the win is the fact that we just that we're only 20-point dogs from Vegas. That's the win.
Yeah.
Oh, geez, thanks, guys. You know, like, so I don't know. It's quite the issue there up in freaking Stanford at the farm. So
Yeah.
I'm taking BYU to. I'm laying those 20 points and freaking go Cougs.
You bet.
Okay. So I have a couple interesting lines that I wanted to talk about quickly.
Nah.
That was not on your radar. And Central Michigan is at the center of this first one.
Okay.
Okay. And so like they're playing Pitt at Pitt, and they are 22.5-point dogs. Okay. So what I saw last week with Central Michigan and the Chippewas against San Jose State, Central Michigan was running like this, you know, the double tight I formation with a traditional fullback and a Dan Alexander at tailback. I mean, just a Jerome Bettis looking dude, you know. And my interesting thought is on this is I don't expect them to cover. Like I do not.
Yeah.
But I find it interesting to keep an eye on just based on their offense alone, and if they can have some ball control, and maybe a turnover or two from Pitt, you know, from maybe Pitt overlooking these guys.
So they got the backyard brawl next week, so
yeah, so like I could see some action, some money action on Central Michigan this
for the
weekend.
spread.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, does anybody know that? No, I might be the only person on the planet that knows anything about Central Michigan right now.
Yeah.
So, because I was the only one that cared to watch them in San Jose State. And why did I watch that game? Because Stanford has to play San Jose State.
Yeah.
So, anyway, on to game 2. Interesting topic here.
So we're not picking these ones?
No. Okay. These are just interesting lines to keep an eye on. These are not picks. Okay. Cincinnati versus Bowling Green. Okay. Hosting Bowling Green. Your Bowling Green Golden, whatever they are. What are they?
Falcons.
Okay, not Golden, just Falcons.
No, you're thinking of the Golden Flashes up there at Toledo.
Okay. So in any case, I think that Nebraska fans should be paying attention to this for obvious reasons. Okay. Cincinnati is a 21.5-point favorite. Okay. And obviously, when teams make their biggest jump, it's between what weeks?
1 and 2.
Okay, so Cincinnati just played a good Nebraska team,
Oh,
right?
We think.
Well, we think based on our expert opinion, right?
Yeah.
And so now, if that statement holds true that they make a big jump, I think Cincinnati could run away with this one to the tune of 30 plus.
Ooh.
So those are two big spreads that I'm kind of like, I would stick my hand into that cookie jar.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So, all right. So are you ready? We should have probably done our top 30 before we did our games.
That's all right.
So
We're just rolling right along.
Let's just go to the top 30. We decided to go top 30, and the reason why, I got to get over here real quick. I wrote this down. Okay. Why did we do top 30? Because the top 25 started, well, in the way that we know it now, started in 1989. Okay.
Yeah.
They did a top 25, but there was only 109 schools at the time, or 106 schools playing FBS football or Division 1A or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
Right. Eligible to be ranked. So, how many schools do we have now in 2025? 134.
Yep.
So
probably
why
have
not
135 next year with Sac State.
Exactly. So why not just start this trend now and pull a Nebraska wrestle and just start ranking more people?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
in any case, we're going top 30. And people might think that we did that just to fit Nebraska in there, but you know what? I could care less if Nebraska's in the top 30.
I'm on the fence. I'm fine with not having. We have Nebraska in here, but I'm just fine not having them in there too.
Yeah, me too. Okay. Anyway, to no further avail, let's do this. There is the top 30 by yours truly. If you are watching on YouTube, for those of you that are listening, we will quickly run through this so that way you can also have a fair shake at knowing our expertise in rankings, because we don't believe in the AP poll. We believe in our poll. Okay. So the Main Street top 30, we put Penn State at number 1. And I think that this kind of segments off of your question in the last episode.
Yeah.
What did you say?
Said if Ohio State beats Texas, does Ohio State go number 1? Because if at the beginning of the season Penn State's better than Ohio State, why wouldn't they still be a week later?
Right. And you'll see these themes like we just talked about earlier in the AP poll. So we thought, why not give Penn State the nod? Yeah. Of course, this is in direct contradiction to our justification from a week ago, or last episode, because I talked about, James Franklin hasn't done this and that. Well, guess what? We just pulled the rug out from all y'all, right? So Penn State number 1
did not look good in that Texas win. Yeah, they won. Texas also turned the ball over.
Julian Sayin had freaking barely better numbers than Gronowski at Iowa.
Yeah.
Now, Texas and Albany are two completely different.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, so we put Ohio State at 2. Okay. And I think that's probably right.
Yeah.
And then we moved LSU up to 3 from where they were because of that great win over Clemson's good defense.
Yeah.
But how good is LSU's off?
Nussmeier looked really good.
Yes, but how good is LSU's defense we have yet to find out, because Clemson's MO has always been struggling on offense, and their rushing attack was non-existent, abysmal.
20 carries for 32 yards.
That's how bad it was. Yeah. It was freaking horrible. So if I'm Clemson fans, that's what I'm doing, worrying about offense right now. Okay. So Georgia at 4. I have nothing to say about them. They played Marshall.
They did their part against Marshall.
Yep. Good job. You did what you had to do. You don't move really at all. Okay.
Yeah.
Oregon at 5. I like it.
Same
Texas
thing. Did
at
their part.
Texas drops to 6.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. I mean, Texas doesn't. If Ohio State was preseason ranked 3, Texas shouldn't drop as much as they. Geez, Louise, guys. I mean, I would honestly have put them at like 4 potentially if this was just a poll and just me.
Yeah.
Miami at 7, Clemson at 8. I think that's appropriate.
Yeah.
Notre Dame at 9. Who, by the way, I mean, that's basically 3 successive ACC schools. I mean, because who are we kidding?
Yeah.
Notre Dame, like.
Well,
The ACC literally only has 17 schools, so that way you can freaking join the conference. Just go. Just get in the conference.
Yep. ACC next, too.
Yep. Yeah, Florida State at 10. Okay, so Florida at 11, Michigan at 12. Alabama stayed up in our poll at 13, which I think was a great move. Obviously, because that's our choice.
I would have been fine probably putting Alabama up ahead of Florida and Michigan. But
yeah, I would. I don't hate that.
Yeah.
I don't hate that.
We'll find a lot out about Florida and Michigan this week.
Yeah. Illinois at 14. Utah up at 15. So this brings me back to the whole, like, you can't dog UCLA and then say that they are great, and then we put them at 15, right?
To be fair, we also have been saying that Utah is a top 25 team since the start of the season.
That's true.
And we didn't have our poll last week. But we also talk about like how much we hate preseason polls, because then everyone dictates their whole season off of, well, this SEC team beat that 9 other SEC teams. Yeah, because you rank 10 SEC teams off nothing because they're in the SEC.
Right. Yeah. That's actually how I feel about South Carolina.
Correct. And Tennessee.
Yeah. Okay. And maybe a little bit Ole Miss. Anyway. All right. Now this team at 16, Iowa State. I think that there's some, you give them this game over Iowa in a convincing fashion. Like, I would then immediately be like, okay, let's say they put up 30 points against Iowa's defense.
Yeah.
Just hypothetically. The Cyclones a top 10 team?
No.
Come on, boy.
Because I put them in that same conversation as Utah.
Okay. Man, I feel like in a roundabout, indirect way, I'm starting to become like, they must have like some sort of spin cycle that's reaching out here into eastern Nebraska as the Cyclones, because I'm like, maybe red and yellow. I might be wearing those colors here shortly. Yeah. I don't know.
Ben Bramer, man.
Oh man, that's crazy. Never
Give
thought
Coach Painter a call and get yourself a Bramer jersey.
Yeah, that's an idea. Okay. Yeah. Ole Miss at 17. The old fighting Lane Kiffins.
Yeah.
Okay. Haynes King and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets at 18.
Now, if they win next week, they're a top 10 team.
Georgia Tech?
Yeah.
Because they play
Clemson.
Clemson, that's right. Yeah, that'll be interesting. How does their offense stack up comparatively to what LSU just did?
Yeah.
Nussmeier's a statue. He's freaking, who you call it, General Stonewall Jackson?
Yeah, Stonewall Jackson back there.
Haynes King ain't Stonewall Jackson.
No.
He's gosh dang Booby Miles back there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Arizona State at 20. They just skipped South Carolina up at 19.
Yeah.
Arizona State, Sam Leavitt. Man, I like that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. We might have him a little too low.
I don't think it's low yet. Their defense, I mean, giving up 19 points to Northern Arizona, that bothers me. But in any case, Tennessee at 21. Texas Tech, the Red Raiders at 22.
I think after Tennessee, it's a crapshoot.
Oh, for sure. These are all teams that are like very similar.
Yeah, like we know they'll be okay, but we need to see improve it.
Yep. Then we go Kansas at 23, A&M at 24. The Lincoln Rileys out of Southern Cal at 25.
Yep.
After putting up 73 points against poor Mizzou State.
Well, welcome to the FBS, Mizzou State.
Asserting yourself as little sisters of the poor.
Yeah.
Okay.
But at least they got cool lakes down there.
Yeah. Louisville at 26. 27, you have the old Corn Huskers of Nebraska.
Okay. I hope you meant to do that. I hope you meant to do that.
No, I didn't.
I know.
Okay. We're recovering here. All right.
Yeah.
28. The old Missouri Tigers.
Which brings it a top 30 game this weekend.
That's right. Let's go. Number 28 versus number 23. Number 29, TCU. I think they're a little low.
Yeah.
But
and that's where I think they could be up there. Like if you flop them with a Louisville or a USC.
Yeah.
Oh, the USC looked pretty impressive. Flop them with Louisville.
I would say like
Kansas.
Yeah, that's actually right where my eyes were looking. Yeah. Was Kansas. Yeah. Okay, and then anyway, at number 30, we have Tulane as the G5 leader.
Yep.
Which, after watching, I know that Northwestern sucks ass, like large ass. Okay, but Northwestern has typically played pretty good defense in their history. In the most recent history, and I don't care if they don't have Pat Fitzgerald. Like, I still think they're going to play better defense just because they're in the Big Ten.
And it's not like Preston Stone's a bum,
right? Yeah,
and he's not like.
So I guess my point is that they weren't going to score points because Preston Stone sucks, and but I think that 23 points from Tulane. I don't think that it's necessarily out of the realm of possibilities that Northwestern would hold, where is that school? I don't think it'd be crazy to freaking say that they hold Illinois to 23 points.
Yeah.
Or
why not? End of the season.
Iowa State, so.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe not Iowa State because I think Iowa State.
We can use Tulane to lead us into a topic you wanted to talk about on Sunday. We kind of hit on it. Who are G5 teams that I know we hit on it a little bit because I brought up Navy. You talked a little bit about Boise State not being dead yet, but who are some G5 teams that can be talked about?
Well, I think that you have to start, obviously, aside from Tulane, you have to, and UCF or USF, you probably are looking at, Navy's freaking good, dude.
Yeah.
I just have to say this. They literally run my offense that I taught, in junior high the last couple of years or whatever. Now I know it's junior high, but I'm an Arnie Johnson apologist from Boone Central, the wing T stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So seeing, and it was actually kind of funny, and I'm gonna throw this out at Colin. I hope he listens to this because he's well, you can't run freaking jet sweep out of the flex bone. Well, guess what Navy did last week? They just ran jet sweep out of the flex bone 50 times.
Yeah.
And that's what I used to do too. So I know that's basically, wing T and flex bone are so synonymous. It's ridiculous. And so you have orbit motion, jet motion, all that stuff. Watch Navy football, people. I'm telling you, watch Blake Horvath, watch the backup quarterback. Those two dudes, that freaking dude for 7 carries for 180 yards. And I know their offense changes a little bit when he's in there. They kind of go out of the gun a little bit more, but that is a nasty change up, That's like somebody pulled.
Maybe
What do
can
they
play
call
some
that?
defense.
That's like Zach Greinke throwing 94 and then following it up with his freaking stupid ass freaking 55-mile-an-hour changeup.
His ephus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a team I'm going to bring up, and it's why I was saying watch them. Don't sleep on UNLV if they get this UCLA win.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So UCLA is so bad.
Yeah.
But now don't sleep on UNLV if they beat them too.
No, that's what I'm saying is if they beat UNLV, like that's their last like P4 test.
UCLA, or yeah,
UCLA,
I know,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So if UNLV beats UCLA, that's their only time. That's their last game to impress anybody.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, they still got to beat Boise, which
yeah.
I get it. But if Boise's 11-1,
yeah,
or whatever, and they're playing in a Mountain West title game against UNLV, UNLV's 11-1.
Yeah.
That'll be worth something at the end of the year, even though it's not right now. Like Boise will be ranked if they're 11-1.
Yeah.
So,
but if UNLV is 12-0.
Yeah, I mean they could. I'm kind of hoping for that.
Yeah.
Now I'm like the running Rebels.
Yeah. So that's just kind of one of those teams that, I was really hoping we could talk about Hawaii, but that one went to bed real quick Saturday.
Yeah. Unfortunately. Interesting stuff, though.
No whole lot else that really has jumped out yet as far as the G5 outside. Those are kind of the main group I'm looking at.
I will watch. Well, okay. This kind of goes along the lines of like watching Central Michigan and like I actually think maybe just because Mountain West football is kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like keep an eye on Colorado State.
Yeah.
I mean, you're a Washington guy, so like you have a vested interest in watching Colorado State a little bit because if they end up having like a 9-3 season or something, it's like no wonder Washington struggled a little bit.
Yeah,
Defensive. Well, they didn't. I mean, they played good defense, but the score kind of got dicey at that time. Yeah. So,
Fowler Nicolosi's backup's a hell of a runner.
Yeah. So
they brought him in for a couple packages.
So let's just play the game of hypotheticals because we love this stuff and we love debate. And so if you're listening, maybe you should throw us a hypothetical too. Okay, so let's say Colorado State finishes conference play and the rest of their non-con games undefeated, and they go 11-1.
Yeah, which would mean they'd beat UNLV and Boise.
Right. So now this is also dependent on Tulane getting beat, but they play Ole Miss.
They play Ole Miss and Duke.
Right. So if Tulane drops could Colorado State make the playoff before Nebraska?
As the G5 champ.
Yeah. Or how about a Nebraska Colorado State first round playoff game?
Oh God.
In Lincoln. Or in Fort Collins.
Talk about that storyline, though.
In Fort Collins.
Yeah, talk about that storyline, though, with Norvell.
What storyline? Oh, yeah, Norvell. With being Nebraska guy. He was at Nebraska with Bill Callahan. So,
yeah.
Now, everything we just said is completely irrelevant because it's not going to happen. So,
hey, there is one team that's a G5 that's still undefeated that I do have a rooting interest in.
Well, they should be undefeated. They're 1-0.
Yeah, go Pokes, baby. Wyoming.
With a 10-0 win over Akron.
Over Akron.
Oh, gosh.
They got this little slot receiver that had like 14 catches for 140 yards.
So
Steve Marek was tweeting about him today. I was like,
who said, quickly before we move on to some NFL stuff, somebody was saying, who was it? I think was it Adam Carricker, I think said it maybe. I listen to him actually more often than I used to. He said that it's more likely that Houston Christian would beat Nebraska than Akron.
Well, they did just beat Arkansas Baptist 69-0 out of the NAIA.
Right. Now, neither one of those guys are going to beat Nebraska, but just saying, like, Houston Christian might test Nebraska more than Akron. So
I believe it.
Okay, well, let's move.
One thing we did not hit on. The longest Power 5 losing streak ended last weekend, and I wanted to give them a round of applause. Old Purdue Pete and the Boilermakers ended their 11-game losing streak.
Did you see what happens? You get old Colorado alumni out of there, and then all of a sudden they win a game.
Yeah. So congratulations, Purdue.
Nice job. Way to go, Boilermakers. Way to go, Drew Brees. Nice job.
Yeah. You bet.
So
Rondale Moore.
Yep.
I think that's about it, the extent. Nope, Devin Mockabee, their starting running back right now, is pretty nice. Pretty nice little running back. Keep an eye on.
Okay. Well, let's go to the NFL because the NFL starts this week, obviously on tomorrow.
Yeah, tonight if you're watching this on Thursday.
Right, that's true because this will release tomorrow on Thursday. So there's 2 games on. The Chargers are one of them. Game. Oh, okay. Well, I believe the Chargers play tomorrow night in Brazil, right?
I thought that was Friday.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay. So in any case, let's go. Who's your Super Bowl pick? Let's just go there because that's what was supposed to be done. Supposed to be done.
Yeah, I am going with the Fighting Buffalo Bills to play against the Eagles.
Okay.
I just don't know if enough teams did. I know Green Bay added Parsons, but I'm still skeptical on their receivers. They're stopping the run because, Parsons can get after the pass. He's got a good pass rush, get after the quarterback, but they also traded away their key to the defensive line. So are they going to be able to stop the run?
Right.
And I think a team to keep an eye on, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, got a nice defense. I like Baker a lot. They're in an easy division.
Mm-hmm.
But the Eagles have been the team to beat the last couple of years. And then I was torn between, and this is what I'll be interested to see where you go. Obviously, I'm a huge Broncos fan. Their defense is there. I love Bo Nix, but they're not there yet in the AFC. I was torn between the Buffalo Bills and Baltimore Ravens.
Okay. Yeah. No, I can see. I mean, Vegas likes Buffalo, Baltimore, and obviously Kansas City. And on the NFC side, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best odds, but I actually didn't pick Philadelphia to make the Super Bowl.
Okay.
I did go with Buffalo in the AFC. But I have Green Bay beating Buffalo in Super Bowl.
Okay.
So, hang on, fill some time.
Congratulations on the Rays.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to our boy Colin and the Packers, right?
Yeah.
So, you're gonna have to fill some time.
You say, do I need to cover for you for a minute?
Yeah. So, one sec.
All right. So, looking more into this NFL season, there's been a lot of change going on. Obviously, we saw Micah Parsons. Bosa's up with the Buffalo Bills now. I'm really quickly pulling this out of my ass right now with a bunch of the other moves, but Rashee Rice suspended 4 weeks for Kansas City. Travis getting up there in age. I don't know what they have for a run game. Obviously, I had all these questions last year on Kansas City, and they went 15-2. So went back to the Super Bowl. So you can never count out Mahomes, that defense. But I do think the AFC West has caught up to Kansas City, so I think it will be tougher. I like kind of the teams coming out of the AFC to be Buffalo in the East. Bengals in the North. The Ravens in the North, Bengals getting a wild card. I don't buy into all the Rodgers hype. Then out of the South, Houston, just because the other three teams are dog shit. And out of the West, I'm going to go with Denver to win the West, Chiefs wild card, Chargers wild card. So that's your 7 teams there in the AFC. Did you get much of that?
Yeah, I got a little bit of that.
I got my AFC, who I think is going to the playoffs. Did not get into the NFC yet, but you might be a little more. By the way, congratulations, your Chargers are in. 3 from the AFC West.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So
so the Green Bay Packers. Tell me about them.
I like the fact that they now have, Micah Parsons obviously is a big part of that, having an elite power pass rusher.
Yeah.
But the interesting stats lie within Packers history. If you have not been aware of so Brett Favre won a Super Bowl in his 6th year, and Aaron Rodgers won a Super Bowl with the Packers in his 6th year. Well, Jordan Love's in his 6th year with the Packers.
Yeah.
And every year that they did that, they signed an elite pass rusher.
Yeah. Did they also trade their star defensive corner?
No. But in any case, I did get that information from Colin, so I better give credit where credit's due.
Yeah, he's a homer.
Well, I told him initially it was just a gut feeling, and he goes, it's more than just a gut feeling. So,
there's a lot of questions around the Lions losing their OC and their DC. The Bears suck as long as Caleb Williams is their quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota, what's JJ McCarthy going to be? So, they should win their division.
Minnesota's got culture issues on the field up there, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. Best athletes on the field. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
No, so I think they will win the NFC North. It's just, and NFC East might be tougher than the North, so maybe the Packers can get that 1 seed home field all the way through. So I could see that, but
yeah. Well, I don't have a ton of stuff, and I didn't pick playoff teams and all that stuff. So, but I do I did slot a dark horse team to make the Super Bowl, and it came out of the NFC because obviously the power is in the AFC in terms of Vegas.
Yeah.
But I actually like Washington.
Yeah, I was just going to ask if that's where you're going. I'm a big fan of Daniels. Went out and they got Debo in the free agency market.
Oh, yeah.
They were able to keep Scary Terry. So
yeah, that's also big, very big.
Got themselves some running backs. Yeah, that'll be.
Yep.
They looked good last year. I like it.
Okay.
Who's going to win the NFC West? Seahawks, Rams, 49ers.
It's got to be the Rams. No, It could be. I bet it's the Niners.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess that's always a crapshoot, though. Whenever you think you're sold on a team, they always that entire division just always.
And can CMC stay healthy?
Right. Well, and he's going to have to because they don't get Brandon Ayuk back till when?
Yeah, I don't know.
He's
on the PUP list, so at least 4.
Yeah, I didn't even know he was hurt. I had to, I got inside information from CP.
Yeah.
So.
No. They'll be all right. They lost a lot on defense too.
Yeah.
Greenlaw and Halafunga going to Denver.
All right. Well.
All right. I know you wanted to cover a little bit of the AL wildcard race.
Yeah. So
just got a little tighter tonight because the Angels just took a second straight game from Kansas City.
Oh, man. Okay, so the Royals need to get hot.
Not looking great.
Although,
did Texas lose?
I don't know. I guess I don't even know. But I haven't looked yet tonight. But knowing it's probably not going to even matter because Houston's going to win that division potentially. I mean, it's a close race with them in Seattle.
Yeah.
But that last spot is so you have 3 out of the AL East, the Yankees, the Red Sox, and the Blue Jays. And then you have the Tigers in the Central. And then, so that's 4. And then it's going to be Houston and Seattle probably out of the West. I mean, Texas is in the race, but
Texas lost again tonight.
Okay.
They're a game and a half back from Seattle.
Okay. And how far back is Kansas City from that?
They're 2.5.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still obviously 22, 23, 24 games left or whatever it is. But boy, I mean, it's going to come down. I mean, because the NL is pretty much good until, I mean, Cincinnati has a shot, but it's not looking very good for them. So
the Royals do have Seattle for a 3-game set on the schedule still.
Wow. Okay.
They got Minnesota this weekend. They got to take care of Minnesota. Sorry, buddy. They got a 4-game set with Cleveland, 3 at Philadelphia, which that won't end well. 3 with Seattle, 3 with Toronto, and then their last 6 games are all on the road with the Angels and the Athletics.
Well, you're going to finish with 6 wins.
They just lost 2 straight to the Angels.
Yeah, but by then the Angels will pack it in.
Yeah, I hope so. Angels still have a shot. They're only 5.5 out.
I can't believe that. I can't even believe that. That's nuts. I mean, our paying attention to the MLB, well, at least for me, has largely been non-existent once football starts.
That and the trade deadline when you guys sold off the whole team.
Well, yeah, but Minnesota had a little spurt there where they were kind of playing some exciting ball because Luke Keeschel is
the real deal.
Man.
Yeah.
Dude plays hard.
Yeah.
So, in any case.
Well, let's get ready for some football, man.
Yeah.
Let's end this before my internet goes out.
Music to get us out of here?
But don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, rate 5 stars, tell your friends about us. Go Zane Train. Hit me with the train one more time. Thank you for listening.
One thing, as we get ready to get out of here, we've got to give a shout out to the Easy Living podcast down in Florida. My boy Garen Kighton gave us a shout out on this podcast, so we want to support you back there, buddy. You're doing a great job.
Check it out.